Hey everyone, welcome back to Steel Streams. This is episode 2 of our We Play Civilizations, Japan and Germany Take on the World. I am Jothan, here with the lovely and beautiful Gracie.
Hi there.
And apart from this being our 10th attempt to re-upload this game and restart it, um, everything seems to be going good. So we were hit by that notorious no movement, no action selection bug, which was just grueling and absolutely ludicrous considering this game has been out for quite a while now. And to have something like that get in the way of such a otherwise great game is pretty disappointing. But we managed to wiggle our way through it, get everything working again. So we're picking up here on turn 26, I believe it is. And we're going to keep chugging along for the next segment of this video.
Yeah, last time we tried to play through this, I had my scout over here, and I had just discovered some ruins, and we had gotten writing, which was awesome, and an extra research for us, and then we lost it because the ruins are randomized. So we had a great opportunity that we lost. So that really sucked. But it seems that I found another ruin over here. And I found a crudely drawn map. So it's with some of these ruins, it can be a hit or miss about whether or not it's any good. The last one was great. This one not so much, unfortunately. Currently bringing my warrior back into the city. You know what? I selected this wonder, but actually I really want to get some workers out and try to improve some of these tiles, so I'm going to change that. What kind of research do we want?
Thinking for research, possibly animal husbandry.
Okay.
I've got some cattle I'd like to corral and rustle up. Not to mention see if you have any horses or something as far as strategic resources go. Make up for that lack of iron, possibly.
It seems that we came across Poland. Ah, yes, these Polish spearmen over here. Right now I'm kind of using this archer unit as kind of a second scout. Sorry, I totally blanked out when I was talking just now. And I just discovered the Rock of Gibraltar. And that's going to give me some happiness right now.
Yeah, definitely starting to kind of reach the point where we're steamrolling through a lot of these barbarians here. Which is good, gets us a little bit of culture. Hopefully works our way up towards our next policy. Prevents them from making any coordinated attacks against our cities. The thing about the barbarians is they don't pose so much of a threat to your actual cities. Really, they're more of a nuisance, just coming in, destroying the improvements to your tiles, and possibly capturing a worker or two and trying to make off with them. So we're going to be putting an end to that. Appears we have another encampment over here to the far east. Going to make a move for that next, being as that it's really pretty short of a distance to get to Berlin and attack our territory here. As far as horses look, it seems we have none in the immediate vicinity. There's some, more than some, quite a few up here in the north, as well as a couple in the southwest region.
What kind of research do you think you're thinking about doing?
At this point, nothing really in range that I'm missing. So could go for pretty much anything at this point.
Writing could be a good option so that we can start getting and accepting embassies, so we can start kind of uncovering where other civilizations are, I'm thinking, at least.
Definitely works for me. Not to mention, more science is always a good thing. Go Mr. White, go science.
And that looks like the border of Mongolia.
Ah, so they are on your continent there.
That's okay. They're actually very far away from me, and I've got Venice in between them, so they won't be any kind of immediate threat. If they do go after anybody, it will be Venice first. Discovered Mount Kailash and got another point of happiness from that. That's always good. I like a happy population. Means no riots in the streets.
In swoop the barbarians. They're definitely trying to scoop up that worker there, and we're not gonna have that. So we're gonna go ahead and move him on the city, keep him from getting captured. Our war band is making its way south. It's gonna take a little bit of time here. A little bit slow going. A lot of this is rough terrain. Workers just gonna chill there for a moment. We're gonna go ahead and tell them to do nothing for a turn. Most likely this barbarian's gonna move in and try and mess up some of these tiles here. Yeah, there he goes for the farm. Unfortunately, it's gonna heal him a bit. I'm gonna start sending this brute towards the city. And this warrior and this brute we're gonna send straight down and try and cut off his encampment. Make sure no more of those filthy barbarians head our way. As far as our next social policy, probably going to go with, I'm going to put a point in the Republic. Gives a little bit of that production boost for finishing the pyramids. Just going to have that worker sleep. That's about all we can do for this turn.
I was checking out the border of Karakoram down here, and they're actually just sending out another settler. So they're planning on building another city pretty soon. So it looks like they're sending them up north, I'm guessing, towards some of this water over here. Ooh. Got a barbarian archer attacking my scout. I was just checking this out. Little bit of a risk here. Ooh. I got a unit upgrade for my scout, and he's now an archer. So I will be able to protect my scout a little bit more with that. And we just discovered writing, which means we're on to our next technology. Both of us only have one city, so I don't know how much of a road would be good for us at the moment. Though it is only in 6 turns, so that's a bit tempting. We could start going towards ironworking to get us a little bit closer to metal casting and eventually steel so that I can get my samurai. And that'll be shuffling us into the medieval era. But before then, we'll still have to get construction, mathematics, and engineering before we're able to get metal casting.
Probably go ahead and grab the wheel now, I suppose.
Okay.
City is actually built on a... oh, wait, no, I did not build it on a river this time around. My mistake. Cities are built on river, though. That water mill is a pretty decent boom to production and food production. Looks like somebody had constructed Stonehenge. For this playthrough, I'm personally avoiding investing in religion at all. It's just generally not my bag. I'd rather put points and focus into culture and science and gold making and killing things. Managed to defend Berlin from the barbarians and go back and fix up those tiles he had mucked up there. And it appears their barbarian encampment's starting to spawn some naval units, which you don't really have anything to counter that just yet. You're constructing a quarry on the stone, then heading south, rustling us up some cattle. Yeah, it looks like Gracie's on a roll as far as the ancient ruins are.
Mm-hmm. That's the nice thing about just getting your people out there and getting them just patrolling a little bit and checking everything out, seeing what's going on, seeing what's up, so that I can uncover a lot of this map and then get some of these ruins before other people are able to. And just like that, we have the wheel.
Did manage that turn to go ahead and capture that barbarian encampment, which actually gave me a barbarian archer unit. So military is multiplying here. We're still keeping a gold surplus of +5 per turn. Actually, just got another tile of iron up here, so gonna have a healthy stockpile of that. And we've got another research available. It's either construction or mathematics, most likely. How are you feeling?
With all of these forests that I have around me, a lumber mill might actually be useful. So I would say construction. Yep, and the Mongols just settled their second city. I'm thinking the Ottomans probably have 3 by now because they've got 2 on my continent. I haven't seen much of Venice. I really can't see them. For some reason, they're not accepting my embassy, so that's interesting. They want to stay hidden. And it looks like I'm just now finding the borders of Poland. They seem to have been attacked by some barbarians because they've got a couple tile improvements that need to be fixed. Oh, yep.
There they are.
And I just got the option to found a Pantheon. And I guess really some of my Pantheon will depend on what kind of game I end up wanting to play. We are in a domination game, and it seems like a lot of these civilizations are expanding very quickly with a lot of different cities. Part of me wants to go fertility rights to get that faster growth. I would almost rather have my one main capital, and then in this domination game, when we do end up going to war, just taking over and annexing other cities into mine so that I already have that basis and I don't need to go through those growing pains that are required. But obviously some of these other ones are really good. I've got 2 fishing, and my samurai, once I get them, will be able to make fishing boats. So plus production from fishing boats might be good. Faith from natural wonders. I don't have a lot of natural wonders around me. And faith, again, like what Joe was saying, it's not really my game. It's not really the game that I plan on playing for this round. So anything with faith, I'm probably going to ignore. I don't have any palaces so far, so I might not worry about the God King. Right? You need to build a palace.
I believe that unlocks the palace,
Ah,
which you have to purchase with faith through the purchase menu. You can't construct it.
okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with fertility rights, get that really strong capital, and get it to grow really quickly so that I can just start expanding and taking over my continent over here. I found another barbarian encampment pretty close, a little bit too close to Kyoto, so I might try going after them. Though my archer is kind of far away, I usually like to back my warriors up with an archer. So we'll see if I decide I want to go after them. They are on guard, so they will be hard to kill with just my warrior.
Yeah, and this brewer right here actually just reached level 2, looking at what I could possibly get him as far as promotions go. Probably just going to go ahead and toss and give him the plus 33% defense against ranged units. Barbarians love to toss archers at you, especially defending their encampments and later on hand axes. So having a little bit of ranged defense is always a bonus in the early stages here. And we're coming up on only 5 turns away from the pyramids, which will give us a couple workers to deal with. At that point, we'll probably actually look at settling a second city. Just where at is a good question. Possibly up in this northern portion of the continent here, possibly to the east, or actually on my way to the west over here to see what we have to work with. Haven't really explored anything to the southeast either. It's really a lot of fog of war on this continent still. Haven't really cleared much of that. Just kind of taking it slow, playing the defensive game. Haven't really seen anybody else on this continent, so it's hard to justify and judge an increase in military strength. I don't think I'm actually doing too bad. I've got 2 brutes, a warrior, and an archer. And to be honest, that hasn't cost me anything to produce because I've been picking them up from their barbarian encampments as they go along. It's kind of one of those stages right now where you breeze through a couple turns because there's not a whole lot going on. Looks like we've come up on some more barbarians here. Keep these guys in my territory until they're healed up.
I am able to, actually, I just got a new policy because I was able to kill off another barbarian. And I'm going to go ahead and get this professional army so that I can start upgrading some units once those become available and so that they're not too expensive for me to do so. So far we've met Poland, the Ottomans, Venice, and the Mongolians. There's 2 more civilizations we have to meet. Kind of curious as to where they are. I've got some more land towards the south down here. This continent, I've noticed, has kind of 3 southern land masses that kind of, or I guess peninsulas that are kind of branching off. I'm thinking there's probably some more land masses somewhere around here, if not 4, because it looks like it kind of curves around with Venice here. So at some point I'm going to try to bring some of my units down this way. I am thinking I might start moving this archer camp a little bit closer to home because there is that barbarian camp right there, and I would like to offer my city some kind of protection. I think I really want to kind of discover some of this border of Venice, so I'm going to leave that barbarian encampment alone for now.
And it looks like we just entered the classical era right on the heels of Casimir of Poland. Seems he just a turn ahead of us in that regard. They're gonna be chasing down some of these barbarians here. Some more ancient ruins are always good. And I don't know whether it had spawned after I had headed back south, but it appears there's another barbarian encampment up here. I'm most likely going to take this out. Once the pyramids are finished, I'm going to move 1 worker up here. And most likely after my next policy, I'm going to go ahead and take the free settler and try and get him to squeeze in right in the space here. Kind of build a port so I can have a canal-esque city and still have access to all of these wonderful resources right here.
Alright, so we just finished up construction. So we've got a new technology that is being offered to us. We have trapping, optics, philosophy, drama, mathematics, and ironworking. What do you need? What are you thinking?
Well, looking around, I can use trapping once I build the second city over here. There's some deer. Um, it's not going to be for quite a few more turns. So in the meantime, could certainly do mathematics, which would give us not really much of a whole lot of anything.
But that will get us towards getting engineering, which we'll eventually need for metal casting and then steel.
That's most certainly true. So I was thinking, definitely probably knock that, get that out of the way, and see where we go from there. Looks like quite a few other people are hot on the heels as far as technologically. Not too far behind us at all. That everybody else pretty much jumped up to the classical era at the same time. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this warrior back up there to clear out that other encampment. Finish up that barbarian, grab some ruins, which has apparently unveiled the Sripada? Sripada. That's difficult to pronounce. I'm most likely totally butchering that name. So pyramids are finished, which have given us a glut of workers. Put them to work. Started on a great library, trying to get a free technology in. Oh, and there we go. Somebody else has finished constructing the great library. That is unfortunate. Oh, we still have Statue of Zeus. Go ahead and get that underway. A plus 10%, I believe it was. Plus 15% combat strength against cities. That will definitely come in handy later on in the game when we start going head to head against some of these other civilizations here. Build a second iron mine. Move our archers over to this barbarian encampment. And likewise with this fellow. Send those two up north.
So we are starting to run out of a bit of time. I think we're going to try to get towards turn 50, which we are at turn 46. So it won't be too far away, thankfully. But we do need to start wrapping it up pretty soon.
And the problem with building that pyramid and taking the citizenship policy is you eventually reach a point where your citizens or your workers rather are able to finish improvements in 2 turns, which is great. It also almost completely eradicates the need for as many as 3 workers for one city. This is definitely overkill at this point. I do love, however, how that the pyramids are sitting out in the middle of the ocean. Not exactly where I would have put them, but hey, why not? Moving in and take out these barbarian archers in this other encampment. Likewise, we're slowly whittling away at these guys. Just took their encampment. Can't quite tell who that is there. On the border with somebody.
I'm surprised we haven't come across any city-states yet.
Yeah, it's actually a good point. I've yet to see a single one even. It is, however, a Continents Plus map, so it may be more prone to be an island or a strait and we have ended ourselves up on some rather large continents. And grab that free settler and march him along with probably 2 of our workers up to this small little bottleneck here. And we've unlocked on our research project. Probably going to go with, let's see where we're at. Definitely use ironworking. I've got a glut of iron. Would allow us to upgrade those brutes and warriors. Could most likely gift some extra supply of iron to Gracie and have her modernize her army. She does have the cheaper upgrade cost for units policy, which will come in handy. Let's set this brute here on heal. And unfortunately, we can't really attack this archer here. It's a 1-tile bottleneck, but we're keeping close for the flanking bonus. So archer, however, is going to come over, start whittling away this barbarian. So our warrior can, or brute rather, cruiser up north, grab this here ancient ruins before whatever player this is trundles along and grabs it.
And I just ran into a little bit of a situation. It seems that Karakoram and Beshbalak have expanded into each other and have cut off my archers from getting back to my city. So that's a bummer. I don't know if they're aquatic yet. I don't know if I can take them into the water successfully. So maybe I'll just take this opportunity to see what else is down here. I don't expect too much. Maybe by then I'll be able to get them to where they can travel over water. But I am not happy with Mongolia right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Really, the only thing you can do is you can try and ask them for open borders, but being a very aggressive war-prone civilization, chances of them accepting it are probably rather low.
And even though this barbarian brute over here is a bit fortified, I'm just using this archer to just whittle him down and just break him down and maybe just destroy that encampment before I start bringing that archer back up here. Because there is this encampment that I am a little worried about. They have a warrior and a spearman out. And it doesn't seem that they're traveling too far towards me. There is this Mongolian warrior somewhere up north. And there's also some Polish spearmen. So hopefully, if anything, they'll be going at it, and that will keep my city of Kyoto safe.
It appears the barbarians charged headlong into my brute and managed to kill themselves. Just going to allow us to run over and grab this ruin here. Settler rather, and workers are on their way to the founding site of my new city. Actually, just realized I had gotten another barbarian archer from taking that encampment.
And with that ruin I just discovered, we got trapping. So we're not going to have to waste any turns getting that, which will be very, very nice.
Alright, I believe that puts us at turn 50. And we're going to go ahead and call it here. This video is about 25 minutes long, just over. So we're going to close it up for the day. This has been episode 2 of Civilizations 5. Japan and Germany team up against everybody else, whoever they may be. So far we've encountered Suleiman of the Ottomans, Kaiser of Poland, Genghis Khan of the Mongols, and Enrico Dandolo of Venice.
And a mystery man, well, a mystery man with the border that we don't quite recognize. It's like a teal and red.
Could be Shoshone, could be...
The Shoshone are more of a dark gray and teal.
Yeah, so we'll have to find out next turn when I move this warrior or archer one space over and meet contact with them. You can find that out on episode 3, which will be uploaded sometime within the coming week. And feel free to check out our Heroes of the Storm we play. Will also be up there. And of course, episode 1, if you haven't seen it already, will be, or already is rather, up there and available.
We'll put the link in the description.
Yep. And feel free to follow, like, subscribe, share, all that goodness. We are found on all the social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and yep, that's about all. And of course, the YouTube channel. Which don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and any comments or suggestions you have, feel free to post comment below or message us on the back end of our channel. This is Jothan with Steel Streams.
And I'm Gracie, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Have a good one. Later.